Hello, friends, and welcome back to part 3 of our Alaska Cruise vlog. We are heading to Juneau, Alaska today. So, if you've been following along, our last two videos took us to Ketchikan and the Icy Strait Point in Hoonah. Currently, we are sailing toward the Dawes Glacier for scenic cruising. So, this means that we'll be staying right here on our ship to take in the incredible scenery from actually about a few miles away, but the views are going to be amazing. So, stay tuned for that. And it's actually pretty early in the morning, so we are up bright and early taking in the views and sailing on the MSC Poesia during her inaugural Alaska season. Today is also a special day because it's Glacier Day. So, in addition to scenic cruising by the Dawes Glacier, we're actually going to be going to Juneau, Alaska, as I mentioned earlier. But once we are there, we are going to go see the Mendenhall Glacier. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you found me. I'm a travel advisor and I love sharing travel tips, our cruise experiences, and helping you plan your own adventures. If you enjoy the journey, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and a wonderful way to help support my channel and help me share more travel content with you. So let's get this Glacier Day started and welcome aboard. From our balcony, we're actually starting to see pretty good size ice chunks. So this is glacial ice, and we're going to be seeing more and more as we approach the Dawes Glacier. We are sailing in mid-May, and as you can see, it's quite cloudy today. We are expecting some rain, but actually I feel like the clouds add a lot to the natural Alaskan scenery, so we don't mind it at all. You can start to see the watercolor change to more of a greenish color from the glacial silt. And you're also now seeing more of that ice field that just comes right off of the Dawes Glacier, which is straight ahead. So we are up on the top viewing deck right now, taking all of this in. And you can see this is about as close to the glacier that we're going to be able to get, but it's definitely a great vantage point. And now the ship is actually turning to head back out of the Endicott Arm fjord. But it's amazing to see the mountains and the scenery so close to the ship. They are just moving ever so slowly to take advantage of all these amazing views. Check out this amazing shot that Alicia got with her still camera. And then actually, the gym is a great place to go and view uh, the glacier on Glacier Day. They were selling some Alaska branded merchandise out here on the top deck as well. This is about the area they normally have ice cream available. But I just wanted to show you more of the scenery as we turn and kind of sail out of this fjord now. It's so different every direction you look. There's waterfalls, there's glacial ice, the greens and the blues, and it's just a magical place. And honestly, the videos don't do it near the justice that it deserves. There are other covered areas that you can view the glaciers from, and they were serving hot chocolate, and it was just a great and relaxing experience. Now, I wanted to show you that they do have an excursion that takes you closer to the Dawes Glacier. So that would be a separate boat that takes you over there. You would spend time getting really up close and personal to that glacier, and then the boat will actually bring you back as part of your excursion to meet with the ship in Juneau when we dock there. Okay, so we are back inside now. We're gonna go take a look to find some breakfast. We haven't really eaten yet today, and so they are serving like a breakfast slash brunch in the main dining room. So we're gonna go partake in that. See if we can check out any more views from the inside looking out, where it's a little bit more warmer, and enjoy some yummy food. So we're here on deck 5 in the LaFontaine main dining room. I ordered the oatmeal and Alexis ordered the smoked salmon bagel. Here's some shots out the window. Not the best quality, but you can kind of see those excursion boats out among the ice and the different large pieces of ice. So you really get a close up view of this glacial ice, even from indoors, even from inside the restaurant. There's lots of great porthole windows and vantage points. We are now approaching Juneau, and you can kind of see the climate has changed. You're not seeing the ice in the water. It's not quite as rainy. So we're just getting our first few glimpses of this port of Juneau. And what surprised us was that we could see quite a few eagles, bald eagles, right from our balcony. They were just like on the ground or on different lower buildings. Quite a few more eagles here in Juneau, even just from the ship, than we had seen really on our entire cruise. So we are now in the port of Juneau, Alaska, and you can see there are other ships here with us. Now we are not all the way up docked in with the other ships. We are going to be taking a tender boat from our ship over to land. It's a very close little journey, very short journey. However, we will have to wait for the tender boats to be lowered and wait our turn to get off the ship. Now we're looking here across at the Anthem of the Seas Royal Caribbean. We are going to be switching spots with them later. So when that ship leaves, we will then move into their place. But for this morning, we're going to be taking one of these tender boats down to get to shore. These boats are actually the lifeboats, if you were ever curious as to how those are lowered down. But here's a different viewpoint of the Juneau cruise port. We also really enjoyed watching the seaplanes land and take off. There were some port excursions that you could book with the seaplanes, but I know that they're also used for transport of goods. We did have a set time or group as far as a disembarkation time to meet downstairs. So we were going to be heading down that way to catch our tender boat. I have to admit, it was a bit unorganized, but giving some grace as this is one of their first sailings to Alaska. We also got to see the excursion boat coming back from their glacier tour. We've officially made it to Juneau, Alaska, and the first thing we see is Tracy's King Crab Shack. which is very popular for crab and also on the expensive side. So just keep that in mind, but it's supposed to be worth it and for everyone that's been. Now, we actually rented a car today through Turo, and the car is parked in this parking garage here straight ahead. So we're going to go ahead and locate our vehicle, and then we're going to be driving to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center. We went this route because the tours that were booked either independently or through the cruise line did have a set start and end time, and we wanted to have a little bit more flexibility with our day. Also, this is going to be the more economical route for our particular group. We are traveling, we had my parents, my adult daughter, and my husband and myself. So this way, we just all got to ride in the same vehicle. We could arrive when we wanted to and leave when we wanted to. For us, it made a lot more sense, and we're glad that we did this versus a tour. But of course, that may be different for others that don't really want to feel like driving or navigating around town. So it's just a matter of personal preference. So the drive took us about 25 minutes or so from the port, from the cruise port, to get to the visitor center. Once we arrived, we found a good parking spot, and then you pay the admission, which was $5 for adults, free for children under 15, and then if you have other passes. Such as military passes, there is free admission for those guests. Okay, but there's a spot on the right that people just passed, so it's probably right here. Yeah. Oh, look, there's 2 helicopters. She's probably in one of those right there.
She probably is.
Here, Mom, right here.
Well, it's in the sky, so that makes me feel good.
Look how big that's probably her.
Oh, I see them. Yeah, I didn't see them. Oh, she could be in one of them.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
Take the picture, Mom.
It's a video.
No,
Is she gonna jump out?
She better not.
I see him. Okay, so we are now in the visitor center inside at the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center. And as you can see, there are some great vantage points from right inside here. So if you did not want to walk out on any of the trails, or if you just wanted to kind of learn more about the glaciers and the nature here, you could find out so much just from inside the visitor center. So it's really fantastic. This is a video showing a time lapse of the glacier, Mendenhall Glacier, in its time of growth and also decline. So kind of sad, honestly, but also very interesting and important to know. Something we really enjoyed was getting to talk to a local Alaska native who shared his story about his life here and the history. It was just super, super interesting. We learned so much. And then they also had a park ranger, which was talking about the different wildlife here. There's nice restrooms, there's a gift shop. So, really, kind of a one stop shop here. Mom and Dad decided to stay indoors, and we decided to go for a little walk around and check out some of the smaller trails and some of the scenery. This is incredible. Can't wait to show you all. We are at the Mendenhall Glacier, so the Tongass Forest National Park and Visitor Center. Now, over here is Nugget Falls waterfall, and there's actually a reasonable trail that takes you right over to the waterfall. We just didn't get over there today, but I would say it's definitely worth the hike or the walk if you had some time. It was a bit rainy, so we decided to kind of head back sooner than later, but I wanted to show you what that looked like. For our particular sailing, we did not even dock at Juneau until about 2 p.m. By the time we got off the ship, it was closer to 3 p.m. So we did get a bit of a late start. The ship does not stay here that late tonight. So it did kind of limit our choices. What we're going to do next is we're going to head back into Juneau, get some dinner, and then I'll be sharing more about Alicia's helicopter trek. So we've returned our car and we are here now at the Red Dog Saloon.
And every time they bring a new plate, like this, I think. Oh yeah. So clam and smoked salmon chowder, smoked salmon dip, and lemon blueberry cake.
Definitely recommend the Red Dog Saloon. The food was great. The environment was cool. The prices were fair. They had an awesome gift shop attached. So we are very happy. We're going to walk right back over to our ship, which is now docked here right in the port of Juneau. We don't have to get back on that tender boat. And I'm going to share a bit more about Alicia's helicopter tour now. She booked this directly through MSC Excursions. However, the tour operator was North Star Trekking, who you can also book on your own. So since she booked this directly with MSC, she was one of the first people off of the ship when we came into the port of Juneau. And then they left the small airport in Juneau to go to the Mendenhall Glacier, so basically right where we were. Instead, they were above it and not below it. As you can see, the views were amazing for her. She said it was absolutely a once-in-a-lifetime experience and would definitely do this trek again. They did spend some time hiking on the glacier. They were up there for a couple hours by the time all was said was and done. So it was a longer excursion, a bit on the pricier side. But the thing about Alaska is if you do take an Alaskan cruise, it's great to enjoy the area by spending the money on these excursions. And that's something that I would definitely recommend doing. If you have something that you would like to see while you're in Alaska, budget for those excursions. Be sure to come back for our last and final vlog, part 4 of our Alaska cruise journey. And as always, thanks for watching.